Good afternoon, Lisa.
Good afternoon, Andrew.
Doctor Who and the Seeds of Doom.
Oh, there he is.
Scary stuff.
Yes, it scared you as a child, didn't it?
It did. First of all, hello, John Chalice.
Hello, John.
Assuming that he's actually going to watch this.
Yeah, what more? It's not going to be say watching it if he's not watching it.
I know.
You better be watching it, John.
Yes. Better retweet it.
Yes. He will.
But yeah, Doctor Who and the Seeds of Doom, which I've worked out, if you had the Target book, they used to have the letters of the serial in the Target book, sort of at the bottom of the page. So this would be Dwatsod.
Dwatsod, okay, yeah.
Doctor Who and the Seeds of Doom. Dwatsod.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But this is all about your vegetables, isn't it? Don't laugh at my vegetables.
It's about plant life, isn't it?
But
it's like a big Brussels sprout, really, isn't it?
Yeah. But that's the thing. Do you think it put kids off eating like sprouts and things like that?
It's not always the nicest
They thought they
thing
might get strangled by their own sprouts.
Yeah, or turned into one.
If you'll pardon the expression.
Yeah.
But January 76, and we're in a snowy location.
Yes.
I can't remember whether January 76 was particularly snowy or not. So
I was only
you were
3 and I was quite 4.
I suppose we could look up snow figures.
We could,
for January.
but it's fake snow anyway, isn't it? So it's overlaid snow and a bit of stuff put on the ground.
Yeah. And although we're well into the colour era now, there's still a few garish colours on the screen.
Yeah.
Most noticeably, they're very colourful gloves.
Yes.
When they're fertling about in the snow.
Okay.
I like the word fertling. Yes, I remember seeing it on the telly. It never got a repeat, which I always thought was a shame, although one was planned, a sort of edited repeat. But it really seared itself into my memory, this story. Having photographs in the Doctor Who Monster book helped. The novelisation, of course.
Yeah.
You know, and I was even quite scared of the crinoid on the front cover of the book. That's how, because this is definitely my period for being scared of Doctor Who, seasons 13 and 14 especially.
Yes.
And I do remember I never did the hiding behind the sofa thing, but I remember the feeling of excitement and slight trepidation about what was the next,
what was going to happen.
So, and I think I even vaguely remember being slightly scared of the trailer, because I remember the trailer being on, and so the idea of this sort of globular thing sort of just sitting there being sinister is very much in my head. Although there was no official release of it for a long time. I did have a pirate copy. Must have been about 1988ish. It was because I was part of the Salisbury local group. Various people had various pirate videos, and I remember this was high up on my list of things to see again. And I was certainly not disappointed seeing it again.
No, it's a very good rewatch.
The only problem with the copy is that the sound quality was extremely low. The picture was acceptable, but you really had to turn the telly right up to the full.
Oh God, okay, yeah.
Which was great until because I tended to watch it like all the way through. It was so good. I watched it all the whole tape. Then you get to the end of the tape, and the video would clunk off, and whatever program was on the thing would blast in full volume at you, and you go, no, turn it down. But I watched that tape loads and loads of times. So what do you think of the beards in this episode? This is real.
Yeah, yours is real. Yeah, I hadn't thought about before that Hubert Reese's one isn't real, because it's the right sort of. It matches his hair quite well. Michael McStay's one, however, his hair's like 2 shades darker than the beard.
Okay.
So it's obviously a fallacy that he had to have the beard because of the injury, because he had the beard before the injury.
Yeah.
So, but
the whole thing about the sort of crinoid pod being in the frost for permafrost for 20, 30,000 years is gone even further when you get to the Hand of Fear, because of course the hand has been there for like millions of years.
Yeah.
But of course, this slot was going to be the Hand of Fear.
Yeah.
So it's almost like but then you get that a lot with Hinchcliffe, sort of old things coming back to life. You know, like Sutekh or something. Things that are forgotten or ancient, sort of re-emerging, or indeed like sort of Morbius.
Yes.
That, Morbius has been thought to be got rid of, but this is very much about things coming back.
Yeah.
Isn't it? So yeah. The idea of the Hand of Fear being a 6-parter involving a Bristol Power Station and a zoo. Yeah. I don't quite see how they could have gone ahead with it as it's scripted.
Well, looking at the bit where it said that the animals are giant, that's going to be just another shot of a sort of quite poor green screen shot, isn't it?
If you want to see Bristol Zoo, though, I think there's an episode of Jigsaw, possibly where Nosy Bonk goes to the zoo, that's probably just as scary, to be honest. Have a look at their shelves. They've got far too many funnels.
Okay.
For what is a fairly small outpost, they've got various chemicals on their shelves.
Yeah.
Some jugs and plastic jugs and things like that, but they seem to have at least 10 funnels.
Okay.
Why would you need 10 funnels? I've never been in a lab where you needed 10 funnels. Perhaps they do a lot of pouring just to amuse themselves. Because I noticed they've got a chessboard or drafts board. You don't quite know what they play, but maybe they get fed up with that and just go and play with the funnels in the sink for a bit.
Perhaps they sort of put them on the head and pretend to be the Tin Man.
Okay, right. Dunbar's office. The traffic's very loud.
Yes.
And blimey, so's the typist, who's not even in the same room. It's like she's going just to make as much noise as she or he can. We never see the typist, so I mustn't assume.
Yeah, probably a she.
Tom's shoes always used to fascinate me.
They're golf shoes.
The red tufty bits on them.
Oh, they're golf shoes.
They might well be.
Because if you look at the bottom, it looks like they should have studs in them or something. So they I think they're golf shoes.
They could be.
Yeah.
I never used to play golf, so I wouldn't know. The line about we've got a daily video link. You never see it.
No.
It's very easy to say that in a script.
It is very easy to say that, yes.
Yeah. And I like Tom's toothbrush as well.
Yes.
Because it's that thing about Doctor Who encourages kids to have a toothbrush.
Yeah.
So
brush your teeth at any time.
Yeah. Because isn't that on one of the Longley or Blackpool videos? Brush your teeth or something
Possibly,
like that.
yeah.
I forget. So the idea that the Doctor, because the Doctor could have fronted a campaign for teeth.
Doctor Who says brush your teeth.
Yeah, he should have done that. Let's talk about Camfield and the Sweeney briefly. Yes. Because we've seen a few.
We've seen a couple of Bruce Sweeney episodes.
Yeah.
One featuring John Tallis.
Yes, indeed.
Yes. And Ray Barron, who will be in this one story
And
later.
we've seen the Hubert Rees one, haven't we?
The Hubert Rees one,
which is the bank robbery.
Bank siege.
Yeah.
One, yes.
One. And I very much approve of Douglas Camfield's thing that this isn't just for kids. This is.
I'm treating this like proper drama.
Yeah. This is serious stuff. I mean, there was a sort of vague talk. Would Douglas Camfield have been an interesting choice of producer?
Yeah.
But you probably get the feeling that after the Hinchcliffe period, sort of that those above. When they're sort of caving into Mary Whitehouse a bit, they probably wouldn't even dare to let Camfield anywhere near Doctor Who on a permanent basis, based on. And from my point of view as a kid watching it, just how adult he does treat it, and that's the thing. As a kid, I didn't think of Doctor Who as a kids show particularly.
No.
Because kids shows were Monday to Friday, sort of 5 o'clock-ish.
Yeah.
This was 6 o'clock on a Saturday, and
it's a family show.
Even as a kid, the idea that Doctor Who was a kids show didn't appeal to me. I would be very much on Douglas's side that this is for everyone.
I'm just thinking of Douglas Camfield as producer with Robert Banks Stewart as his script editor.
Yeah, filming in Amsterdam.
Yeah.
Doctor Who driving over a bridge, waving.
Yeah.
Athelhampton House, hurrah!
Yay! Yes.
And as a kid watching it, I had no idea that this was quite so local to me, because I'd never been to Athelhampton House.
No.
And I can't think of the first time I ever went there, and no, I can't think of my first visit to it at all. But of course, Warren took us there.
Yes, I've been a couple of times. I've been once with you and Warren, and once with Elaine.
Yeah,
with her parents.
Yeah. Yes. But Athampton House not featuring in the goodies.
No.
Despite what some people would have you believe.
It does look very similar.
But there are quite a lot of houses
from
that period around here, and so you've got to get your houses right. Mr. Chase is wearing a proper 70s tie, isn't he? A proper big one.
Big kipper tie, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't see those ties.
And his gloves. It's an interesting. I wonder if that was scripted, the gloves, so that he never touches humans' hands.
Yeah, very. I don't know, but
or whether it was Tony Beckley's idea or Douglas Camfield's idea, or.
And again, Tony Beckley.
Yes.
Let's just sort of briefly say about we've seen Tony Beckley in other things.
Yes. Now I have never seen The Italian Job, ironically, not all the way through.
No.
So I've never
but we've seen him in Sergeant Cork.
Yeah, he's in several episodes of Sergeant Cork, and the second time he was in it, we didn't even recognise him. We got to the end credits, and they went, "Oh, that was Tony Beckley," because it was such a really straight down the line hardman performance. Really, it wasn't a camp performance at all. So.
I like the way that Dunbar's case closes on his hands at one point, because he opens his case and he takes his papers out and it flips back over onto his hands, and it's sort of a bit disguised by the camera cut, but you can almost imagine him going, "Ow, can we go again? It's trapped me fingers." But like a pro, he keeps going.
He does.
So he doesn't. Now, Dunbar goes to Chase.
Yes.
Have they had dealings before, do you think?
No, because Harrison Chase says we've never met.
No, I know. But so how does he... Why does he go to... Is Chase famous?
He's obviously famous as a plant
as a mad
collector.
botanist millionaire.
Yeah.
So, but do you read about many mad botanist millionaires in the press on a day-to-day basis? If you wanted to find a mad botanist millionaire, where would you look?
I don't know.
Yellow Pages or something like that?
Google him now.
I just wonder how he came to
He's obviously,
find him.
at this point, quite famous.
Yeah. Maybe there was a documentary about him a year earlier.
Yeah.
You know, maybe sort of Melvin Bragg or something came in. You know,
Alan Wicker.
Mr. Chase has gone away in his greenhouse, but he'll be back again in the autumn.
More likely to be Alan Wicker. He used to do sort of odd kind of.
Like visiting Terry Nation and being chased slowly by a Dalek.
Very slowly by a Dalek.
Yeah. So how did a crinoid come to become a heavy? Yeah. Enter Mr. Chalice, all in black.
All in black.
Looking. You know, he barely gets a line in it, but you can already tell he's a sinister sort. He
can. And I was looking at him, his place in credits.
Yeah.
And he gets he's quite high up.
Yeah.
In the, because it's not done in alphabetical order, is it?
No.
It's because you get like the Doctor and Sarah, and then I think he's next. Harrison Chase.
Yeah.
And then I think he's the next person. He's. For the fact he's only on screen for about 5 minutes in total, he gets a higher credit than the base personnel.
Interesting.
So, and Dunbar.
Can't say I've noticed, to be honest, but yeah.
I'd not really read it before, but I was sort of obviously paying more attention this time. So.
The creepy creeper, as I'm going to call it, is still a very good effect.
It is.
I mean,
apparently they had to cut shots because it looked too disturbing.
Yeah, but it's a simple thing about and. We have got so used to CGI, I think, that you forget, practical effects.
Yeah, practical effects
and
are really
just
good.
Playing it backwards and you can do a lot with some very simple real effects, and sometimes people forget.
Yes, there is always there's that slight.
But I like the weird movement of it because it looks very alien. Yeah. That's the thing. Yeah. It's not like it sort of comes up, looks round, and goes for you. It's like it's. Slowly growing in a very weird alien fashion. So the fact that it looks odd, I think only adds to it. So Colin, yay! And again, as we said about the War Machines, it would have been nice to have more Sir Colin stories.
Would. Yeah.
And perhaps we'll talk about that in episode part 6. That model helicopter is brilliant though, isn't it? Yeah. And this is another story with really, really good model work.
It is because it's is the model maker?
I need to look. Yeah.
But yeah, he's worked with Jerry Anderson, so he's putting the principles.
Is it Richard Conway?
Yes, Richard Conway. He's putting the principles that he used with Jerry Anderson into play here, so you get a really detailed model with little bits that work.
Yeah, it's the fact that things happen.
Which you always get on Jerry Anderson models. It's a higher level of modelling.
I like the bit when they have their scene outside and Doctor Who doesn't feel the cold, and then Sarah goes in, and I'm thinking, should Sarah be sucking her fingers like that?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just wondering, is that the best thing for
to warm them up?
Yeah, I really don't know.
Really, you should maybe put them under your arms because there's a lot of sort of heat under there.
So Winlet's all on the change, isn't he? As they draw back the sheets. It's not BBC blankets for once.
No.
Hurrah.
No.
But he's got all the tufty stuff. Foliage. Yeah. And so Lisa. Okay, he's sort of well on the way to turning into a crinoid, but was he wearing like pyjamas?
No, he wasn't wearing pyjamas. He was dressed in. He still had his work clothes.
So
on,
did they put him in the bed in his clothes, or did they like take his top off? What I mean is, have all his clothes turned into crinoidy bits as well?
I don't know.
Has he got like crinoid pants?
Possibly.
Because I assume he wasn't in there,
naked.
Starkers.
Yeah.
So
maybe it's overgrown.
How does the process work? I don't know.
Well, you'd have to. We'll have to wash out when it happens again later on.
And his socks got absorbed by the crinoids.
Possibly.
Like, if you took his socks off, would you get little crinoid socks running around?
Perhaps it sort of uses them as fuel.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah.
Or something.
Anything organic, I suppose. Yeah. Sarah's got something hot in her cup, I presume. Is it tea, coffee, Ovaltine, or is it a cup of soup? What do you think it is?
Well, I don't think it's a cup of soup, because I don't think you had cup of soups in the 70s. But
Ovaltine.
Ovaltine, I expect. Yeah. Okay. Or hot chocolate or something.
I like the way that Tom plays these scenes all deadly serious as well. He's sort of staring off into the distance.
Yes. And that, according to the Daily Mail reviewer.
I've just written balls to the Daily Mail because
the
Daily Mail didn't know what it was talking about. Knocking
Still
this.
Doesn't.
No. And that's the thing. I have to emphasise that I loved this story as a kid. I love this story now, and the reasons are not that different, to be honest. I still think it really works. We're on video on OB as well, and I just love the idea of spraying a quarry white.
Yes.
Just we can't afford the Antarctic. Just go down a quarry and get the
sprayer out.
Get the spray gun out. And I like that line about buy it a truncheon as well, like a crinoid.
They travel in pairs like a policeman.
Buy it a truncheon, yeah.
Pairs, even not players.
Players. But yeah, just to imagine this, like the pod being handed a truncheon and they
swinging it round.
It's sort of running up and down the desk with it, bending its knees or
like
something.
A cat.
Evening all, yeah. And then you've got the chest freezer.
Yes.
And I'm not even sure we had a chest freezer in 1976. I'm
No.
trying to think when we got one.
We never had a chest freezer.
I remember it was exciting.
All right.
Because we had a chest freezer.
Did you nearly fall in it?
Yeah. Because it had a button on it marked Super Freeze.
All right, okay.
If you needed to like freeze. It was a big orange button that lit up.
Okay.
And
Did you press it?
Yeah. So yeah, a chest freezer was quite an exciting thing.
Okay.
Yeah. Do you
Simple
think the scene where they're looking in the microscope, I always feel that Sarah's slightly excluded from that sciencing because she's not a science man.
Yeah.
If you see
or
what
a
I mean.
science person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And maybe Sarah could have been a bit more aware of sciencey things because she sort of. But on the other hand, you do need somebody to
explain it to the audience.
It to the audience. That's the thing. It's that thing that Barry Letts, said about Liz. That the trouble is, if you've got 4 people in the scene and they all know what they're talking about,
there's nobody.
The audience not necessarily does. But
well, it's not that so much the fact that if, as you say, if you've got 4 people who know what they're talking about, one of those people has to take a step back and be the spokesperson for the audience, so therefore has to look a little bit stupid.
Yeah. Can you imagine the panic when the videotape goes missing?
Yes.
Yes, I can actually.
Yes.
But yeah, the thought of trying to re-edit
like 2 days before or whatever.
whole thing, and I don't know. Would the master tape be a copy of the studio tapes? In which case, you'd have to go back to the studio tapes and literally recopy it into a new thing, or I don't know quite how you do that. So yeah, it's an interesting thing. But yeah, I've never really had that panic myself.
No.
But I can imagine what the feeling's like. Oh my lord, we can't find it. I think it just got misfiled or something.
Oh, okay,
so,
yeah.
It didn't nobody took it over.
It didn't go missing as such.
In their rucksack or something. Yeah. But when Keeler and Scorby turn up in their little plane, it's a long way to fly from Dorset, isn't it? So where did they set off from? They must have done it in stages.
Yeah.
And it's only a little dinky plane. So where did they refuel from?
To refuel? Don't know.
If they took off from the Falkland Islands or
Possibly,
something like that. If they'd gone on board Chase's sort of aircraft carrier or something like that, and like, because you've got to think, where have they come from? Yeah. It's not like they've sort of hired a plane from Herne Airport and put their foot down.
Who flies the plane?
Because it's downhill all the way.
Is it Scorby or is it?
If you ask John, he'd have said he's flown it.
It's Scorby.
Yeah. Okay. The thing about amputate the arms a bit near the knuckle, isn't it? Well, not the knuckle, the elbow or the shoulder, I suppose. Yeah. Well, it's the thing. Is it there? Or
no, you'd have to be at the shoulder,
thing?
Wouldn't it?
All right. Okay.
But I think it's probably a bit too late for that because
it probably is. Yeah, that's the thing.
All over the body.
Yeah, but that line about you must help yourselves.
Yes.
He doesn't just mean the people in this room.
No.
He means humanity.
Yes.
Yeah. You humans must. I'm not going to be here all the time.
Yeah. And that's actually very reminiscent of the bit in Kill the Moon where Peter Capaldi, Doctor says, no, you have to do this for yourself.
Your decision.
It's your decision, it's your world.
There's that line from the kid in Who's Doctor Who, the vegetable man gave me a nightmare.
Is that the one that looks like it's been dragged through a hedge backwards?
Yeah.
By the vegetable man.
The kid, not the vegetable man, I honestly don't think the vegetable man gave me a nightmare. I was much more scared by the great big crinoid sitting on top of the house.
You said you were scared by when it rushes at the camera.
Yeah. From about that point onwards. Yeah. The vegetable man was less scary because it was just a vegetable man. It wasn't like sort of 100 foot tall and could have sat on you. Sorry,
I'm just laughing at the repeated use of vegetable man.
Doctor Who and the Vegetable Man.
Next Saturday at 5:25.
Yeah. And the attack at the end.
It's quite nasty.
Is nasty, but it's slightly odd place. I always think that final shot is a slightly weird place to have the cliffhanger.
Yeah.
But where would you have the cliffhanger in that sequence?
Well, didn't you say it would be better if you'd had it after the next bit?
The start of part 2. He does a proper look into camera, and I just wonder whether
that should have been it.
I don't know, but maybe that's a bit over melodramatic.
Maybe.
I really don't know. So it's an interesting one. Where would you do it? But that one absolutely barrels along.
It does.
This whole story does.
It does, yeah.
That's the thing.
And it's helped by the change of location because it's effectively a 2-parter and a 4-parter.
I mean, we'll sort of talk about the change when we get there. But as an opening episode, this hits the ground running.
This is prime Tom Baker.
And for an emergency story, that I don't know what sort of sense of urgency there was in getting it on the studio floor, but if it helped, so much the better. And the fact that Douglas Canfield is such a good match for this type of story,
yeah.
isn't it? It's this thing about matching the script and the director. Mm-hmm. So let's just say thank you to everyone for part one, and we'll continue to say that as we go along with this story. This really is in my top list of stories.
It's a brilliant story.
So, thank you everyone, and we'll see you again in time for part 2.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Bye.